Welcome to Talk Birdie to Me with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn and Tour Pro Mark Allen, live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our great partners, Host Plus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me, Titleist, the clear number one ball in golf, FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Better, when the greats bet, they bet with Better. Ping will help you play your best. And the Golf Clearance Outlet, who beat everyone's prices. Now, here's Nick and Mark.
G'day everybody, welcome to the show. This is a Monday mini, and Dan, I believe we've got a caller on the line.
We do. We have Craig on the phone. Or on WhatsApp actually. I don't know where Craig's calling from. Craig, where are you?
I'm actually based in Warrnambool now.
Hey, how's the golf course? I've never played the Warrnambool golf course, but I know we used to have Vic PGAs there.
Really?
I mean, oh yeah, we used to have some of the biggest names in Australian golf.
Mark Leishman country, isn't it?
Yeah, in the 80s, would go down to Warrnambool and play Vic PGAs. It was a huge event.
Wow.
What's the course like?
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, we moved over here about 18 months ago from WA, so a little bit different to what I'm used to from the West. But yeah, enjoying it a lot. And then also we've got Port Fairy on the doorstep as well to play.
Fellow sand groper, I love it. Whereabouts in WA did you play?
Played all over. Actually, played where you used to work, Nick. I used to play at Marangaroo.
Oh wow!
So yes. And I remember you serving me a few times behind the counter.
Oh, goodness.
I'll tell you, I've played Port Fairy.
Yeah.
Port Fairy, just absolutely a dream to play. Fabulous.
Bit like Marangaroo then.
Is it?
No.
Yeah, a little bit different from
Port Fairy is a beauty.
When I first played Port Fairy, I said to myself I wasn't going to play it until it was blowing sideways, and that's what I did. And it was an interesting experience. So, yeah.
All right, Craig, now we've got you on because you've got a question for us.
Sure, yeah. So obviously when I moved over from WA, I had a long-term coach, and you boys might remember this gentleman, Rob Farley.
Oh, yeah.
So I had a really good relationship with Rob, and what I'm trying to look for in a coach over here is about not just a one-off lesson or a quick fix, because I've had lessons before. What I'm really after is ongoing development. So someone will take an ongoing interest in my game, works with what I've got, helps me build my consistency over time. Not looking for a complete rebuild or chasing perfect mechanics, but just improving what I already do so I can play more reliable and consistent golf. And I was just wondering how I would go about articulating that to a coach or a potential coach. And so I guess in how I'd frame that conversation and how I would, get someone to align with what I'm trying to do, I guess.
I love this question, Nick. Now, I coached for about, 7 or 8 years at Albert Park Golf Academy. It's called the Melbourne Golf Park these days. It's a beautiful facility these days. I liked nothing more than when someone came through the front door and looked at me and said, I want to rebuild my swing, or I just need some maintenance month to month, or I'd like to come here once a week and work on different parts of my game. Whatever was in your mind, then it was nice to have that initial, but it was amazing how often the person who came in and said, I want to rebuild my swing, then we'd massage that into something else. Because at 45 or 50, and maybe they only hit up 50 balls twice a week, rebuilding your swing, hitting 50 balls twice a week is off the table.
Can't do it.
You just can't. You can't do it.
Yeah,
it's impossible. What do you reckon?
Well, firstly, I think, Craig, you must have met him at Marangaroo Golf Club because that's where Rob Farley used to be, and Rob's a great coach. And
he's a great fella too.
But Rob's worked with the WA state teams for many years, and was a very good player himself. Coach. So I think first and foremost, what you almost articulated in your message there at the beginning was exactly what a coach would love to hear. I'm looking for something long term. When you say you don't want a complete rebuild, perfect. They know that.
Smart.
So what we're trying to get the coach thinking is, okay, let's think ahead so then they can start mapping out a program in their own mind, and that might be something you want to say to them, look, can we sit down maybe the first session, because I want to become a long-term client of yours. The first session, we just sit down and we just talk things through. Okay, this is my history of my game. Because the biggest thing when you go to someone for a lesson, right? Might be a half hour or 45-minute lesson. The coach has to figure out, okay, what has this guy done for all of his playing career, and how do I fix this straight away? If he knows that you're in it for the long haul, he doesn't have to think about all that stuff straight away. So it's perfect if you can let them know that, you know, I'm looking for someone in a longer term relationship. Can we have a coffee first?
Yeah,
that'd be, I think, the best way to start.
That's not silly.
Typically, when I help someone, for example, down at the National, and they come to me, it's a little different when people see me because I take them for a day.
Yeah.
It's not a 45-minute lesson on the range because I'm trying to help people show them how to play. The first 20 minutes, half an hour, we sit in the clubhouse, have a coffee and talk about their game.
So good.
So that way I can understand their history, what they're trying to achieve, and long term, what do they want? And that, I think, is probably the biggest thing for yourself, Craig, to relay to the person.
And Craig, you know, it's interesting what gives people enjoyment in golf. So some people just want to shoot the lowest possible score they can, and we get that.
Yes.
All right, that's what the game was all about. For other people, just not topping the ball is what they're after. Not hitting a duff, you know, in the middle of a round. Some people just want to get the 10 off their scorecard.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all kinds of different golfers and what they're looking at. And Craig, if you don't sit down and have that coffee with whoever's next in your golfing world and golfing life, I think the coffee is very important. So why don't we do it? I mean, if you're sitting down with me and I'm a prospective coach, all right, and you've wandered into the Melbourne Golf Academy and you say, Mark, this is what I'm looking for. What would you tell me that makes you happy playing golf?
My biggest thing would be consistency, and then failing the consistency is like if I haven't been consistent on the course, coming in and then understanding why I haven't been consistent. So and you know, understanding the process of my swing. So
So a lot of that would be, in my view, I'm looking forward. That would be setup maintenance. Grip maintenance, just making sure that's in tune.
Correct.
If you come in 1 week and the setup's looking rosy and your grip is fine and the ball's coming off, I would take you straight to the pitching area and we'd try and work on you hitting some pitches or some chips. We'd get you doing some bunker shots. Just if things were in shape, then you can do other stuff.
Yeah. For me, it almost, or when people say consistency, the first thing apart from what you just said, is I go, right, pre-shot routine.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of coaches won't touch those sorts of things. They're just trying to fix the golf swing. Whereas golf, as we know, is an overall game. It's not just about how you swing the golf club. And if you get a good one, which I'm sure you did with Rob, and I'm sure you'll find one here, maybe we can make some recommendations as well. Long term, they should be working on all areas of the game, just not the golf swing.
That's right. And it's funny these days, the modern coach, a lot of them will look at the way you move first. So they'll have a look at your flexibility. Some of these guys really, I was never into that. I mean, but it's not silly if the coach that you visit and have the coffee says, hey, listen, can you touch your toes for me? Or can you actually, can you move? And that comes into maintenance as well with your setup. I mean, how flexible are you? I know a lot of the stuff, I'm just trying to maintain at the moment. I'm not trying to get any better, but I don't want to get a lot worse.
Sure.
And a lot of my routine, Craig, is stretching. Just trying to keep my spine, going to the chiropractor when I need to. Just trying to keep my body not degenerating to the point where I can't play the golf that I want to play.
Otherwise, you've got to keep moving forward on those tees.
Oh gosh, I'll be very forward before you know it. So there's so much into it, Craig. But I love the headspace that you're in. I think it sounds like you're not making any mistakes as far as I can tell.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, it's just I've really got back into it since I've been over here, and then being a school teacher, we travelled around the state, and we were living in Meadow Springs. I was a member of Meadow Springs for a while, and then we moved up to Kalgoorlie. So I used to play the Kalgoorlie golf course a lot. So I've been around the state, but having now that, I guess, the base that we can work from, and then having access to, I don't know about you, Nick, but I feel like all the courses in Victoria are just amazing. So, and just having that, sport for choice. So, and we'll go over to a 13th beach or something like that. So we have access to the courses now, and it's just like I want to get to a stage where my golf is a consistent thing and improving, weekly, monthly, or whatever it takes. So.
Yeah, and I think in the beginning you got to go, well, okay, where's my home base? What do you think your home area will be to play golf and practice at, and talk to those professional golfers that are there and see if there's a bit of symmetry, and then work your way from there. You'll get a vibe pretty early on, as I'm sure you did with Rob Farley, that, it's like the sound of this guy. He's making sense to me. Whereas if he's saying things which aren't relatable, well, then maybe you do that, maybe 2 or 3 interviews, you might call them.
Yeah, that's right. The second you're getting some information, or the coach is asking you to do stuff that just does not feel like it's taking you in the right direction, that's pretty much it. Yeah, you want a good relationship from the start, is my view, and then you're a happy golfer, happy life.
And most PGA pros are trained that way. They understand.
Right.
The art of coaching is, in a way, not trying to solve someone's issues. It's almost trying to get the player themselves to solve their own issues.
Yeah, that's true.
If that makes sense.
And the other thing, Craig,
my coach was like that.
Everyone learns differently. I mean, if you don't understand what he's saying, just say, "Can you show me?" I love that. I loved it when people would, you'd be trying, like, I don't know, lack of a better term, you'd try to show them a small pause at the top of the swing to try and slow their quick hips down or something, and they wouldn't get it.
No.
So they'd say, "Show me what you mean," and you would just show them. Yep. And people would often learn spectacularly from being shown what they were asked to do.
Mark, would you recommend that Craig watches that very famous DVD, 87 Tips to Simplify Golf?
Probably not. Craig doesn't sound like he's in that headspace to me. 87 Tips to Make Golf Simple. No.
Okay.
Different character.
Sure.
He's actually quite clever.
Yeah,
and,
understand.
I love the interview process. It sounds good.
There you go.
Craig, before we wrap up, any other points you kind of feel haven't been covered off, or have you got some good stuff there from the boys?
No, that's really helpful. Yeah, it's something that I'll can take out from this and then head off to and find a prospective coach, and then hopefully build a really good relationship from there. So.
Well, Craig, there's no doubt. Most PGA Tour coaches or PGA coaches, they're great at communication, but they love nothing more than communication from their pupil as well. So we wish you all the best with your golfing life.
Thanks, boys. So
yeah, all the best, Craig.
Good on you.
No worries. Take care.
Righto, Nicholas. That'll do us for this Monday mini.
Okay.
We'll catch you next time, folks.
Cheers.
Talk Birdie to Me with Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen. Live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. FootJoy, the #1 shoe and glove in golf. The Golf Clearance Outlet, they beat everyone's prices. Better, ahead of the game. Ping will help you play your best. And Host Plus, they can help you drive your retirement further. Now that's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. This is general advice. Consider the PDS and TMD on our website before deciding. Wherever you listen or watch, we'd love you to subscribe and share the pod with a friend. Talk Birdie to Me's executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media. Sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com. And now from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, that's been Talk Birdie to Me.